in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
What ruckus?
I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Could you describe the ruckus, sir?
Okay, here's what I would have done. Bro, no one cares what you would have done. Actually, everyone cares. Welcome to Let Me Book the Territory, the podcast made for smart marks and nostalgia nerds. Brought to you by the Embrace the Turn Up Podcast Network. And now your hosts, A-Dub, BA, E-Ray,
That's definitely an Attitude Era t-shirt if I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, while we're thinking about vast merch ideas, let me introduce you to the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. It is Let Me Book the Territory. Hello, my fans, the fellas. We are here. We are back for some action. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Of course, the older ones are permitted. The younger ones take their ass to bed, triple up on the melatonins. Because we ain't playing no games. It's about to get wild. Perhaps. But it is I, E-Ray, the quasi-bad guy, the Diet Coke of Evil, the man of 7/8 teeth, American Cream, Brody Loads, Payne Malenko at your service. And I am here with the guys, the brand, the fellas, one of the three, one of the tripod, being the most constipated man in all of wrestling. He says, shit on my takes and I'll shit on you. It is...
Well, it's the Show. That's right, y'all. Dubson Reed, Santos Dubscabar, if you will. I am here. Backlash, Monday Night Raw, Tourneys on Tourneys on Tourneys. Brock doing his own character work. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Ooh, do we?
And we got business cards now.
Hey, professional.
Business cards.
Coming
Also,
to an indie show near you.
Facts.
Yes,
And I mean, we only printed up 10. So all you got to so take a picture of it. Use the what do you call that? The snap code.
QR code.
Yeah,
QR code.
I'm old. See, I'm 57. Kids on TikTok like, what the hell is he talking about? The QR code. Use that. Take a picture of it. Give us the card back. We're cheap, okay? But until then, when we start making the big bucks, like my guy BADBIC in the building. Until then, give us our cards back. But BA, how's it going? My friend who has the chin strap of all chin straps that ain't Manscaped, he did it himself.
Yeah, I ain't paying.
Like it sure is.
But yes, fellas, what's good? It's BADBIC, aka Black IRS, aka BA. That's all I got today. no third AKA in the building. Excited, like my boy Dubson Reed said, so many tournaments, my head's spinning. I feel like it's March Madness, but it's May. Somebody help, get me out of here. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, while we help BA clean his brains off the end tables, because he just had a head explosion. Whoa. Whoa.
Triple entendre, don't even ask how.
Man, I feel like this would be a perfect time to mention, guys, we are on Apple, we are on Spotify, we are on SoundCloud. We would love for you to provide us with fantastic 5-star reviews, and anytime you do so, we will read out loud all of the commentary that you happen to put behind these comments. And as I say, I don't care what it says. BA says the looter the better. A-Dub says bring it on.
That's right. I'm
And-
talking about all of our fans in India, Bangladesh, Angola, New Zealand. I see y'all. Canada, Pittsburgh, everywhere. Holla at us. Let us know. Tell us what you hate. Tell us what you love. Just put the lewd comments in there. We'll read it all. We don't care.
Yes,
But
we
put it
will.
behind a 5-star review, and it's gonna get read.
We ain't bleeping shit on this show, damn it. We saying all
Yeah,
the
not
vulgarities.
until we get in the bag and they tell us we got to. But
Yeah.
until then, you're
All
getting
the
it
curse
raw
words.
and uncut, like BT and Monday Night, all put together, baby. But with that said, guys, let's get into this fantastic recap of wrestling. We're starting at BACKLash, of course.
Yes, BACKLash was Saturday night. Puerto Rico, first event there in like over
Puerto
30
Rico.
years. That crowd, ooh,
Muy
hot
caliente.
crowd. You said what?
I said muy caliente.
Nah, muy caliente. It was El Fuego all night.
I
First
say
things
calor.
first, we gotta give a round of applause to the homie BA. He won the picks.
Oh shit. I
Yeah,
gotta drink
4-3. Me and E-Ray both got 3. BA got 4.
Oh man, I'm nursing
so-
the hangover. I guess we're gonna have to do this at the end of the pod.
All right, so shots coming at the end of the pod.
Let's do it in the middle. We want to make sure people, again, I'm pushing everything. I'm front loading this podcast like they did BLACKLash.
Yes, they did. Great
So
analogy.
we're gonna get shit done up front and real nasty like. But first and foremost, yes, BA, congratulations. You won the picks. I would be curious to hear how, because I don't even remember how, but let's get into the card itself. First thoughts, besides the crowd, I would say the crowd was incredible. But BA, what was your overall grade of BACKLash? No longer WWE WrestleMania BACKLash.
I'm gonna give it a strong B+.
Okay.
This is a show that typically causes a lot of booking issues as far as certain people not showing up because of WrestleMania being the month prior, or a lot of rehashing of matches that should have need a rehashing. So there wasn't a lot of that, and that helped out. And then also just to change a venue, going to a location that's very passionate about pro wrestling in Puerto Rico. Very storied history of it over there. It's just that the Federation ain't been over there in decades.
Fantastic wrestling lineage
Yes.
out in Puerto
Carlos
Rico.
Colon.
Yes, the Colognes, and then also not to mention the largest recording star on the planet right now, Bad Bunny,
That
being of Puerto Rican heritage and being wrestling in your car. That's
Crazy.
amazing. But then also some of your actual currently signed wrestlers in large spots being Puerto Rican.
I want to pose a
It-
question to you guys. I'm sorry to stop you,
works.
E-Ray. I
This
want to
works.
stop at the Bad Bunny wrestling thing. It's the second match now. God rest his soul, Michael Jackson. I saw on Twitter people were saying that Bad Bunny being in wrestling is the equivalent if Shawn Michaels and Michael Jackson had a match back in '93 or '94. Would you say that is similar as far as pop culture status with Bad Bunny? Because Michael is Michael. We grew up to Michael Jackson. Nobody's touching the impact he had in pop music and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But I also could never see Michael Jackson in sports entertainment either. So I don't know. It's an interesting comment I saw. It made me think a lot. I was curious about you guys' take on that.
I would say yes and no. Bad Bunny is the biggest musical star in the world right now. So there's that, that level of equivalence. But Michael Jackson wasn't just the biggest musical star in the world in '93. He was the biggest star in the world. People cried and fainted when they saw Michael. They don't do that for Bad Bunny. Like, and there's just a difference in how.
No, some do. But the thing is, also, Bad Bunny is a mega star. And he has, again, a huge fan base. Regular fan base, huge Latin fan base. Michael Jackson, global freaking icon. Nowhere he couldn't go where people, literally, He just popped up on stage and sat there for like 2 minutes doing nothing. People just
going in,
souls
losing their minds.
Souls came out their body. Then he just looked to the like the rock, bam,
shades off.
to the left. People just getting rushed out of there. It was pandemonium. It's something like I've never seen before in life before or hence thereafter. Besides some of that sea of humanity that was going on around the Travis Scott shit, but even then, not to that effect. That was just more like poor planning versus the shit with Michael Jackson. It was just people couldn't believe he was there in front of them. Every little thing he did was like a twitch that it just sent several people to the afterlife. It was nuts. And I was like, this is incredible. But I will say, possibly because Bad Bunny, like Dub said, is the largest recording superstar right now. I get the comparison, but Michael Jackson doing anything in wrestling would have just been like the biggest thing ever.
It would have been insane.
Like
I can't even see it. I can't even imagine it.
He might have did a concert.
I can imagine it.
And they would have just put that on. Like the main event is Michael Jackson just singing. That's it. There would have been no question there. Bad Bunny couldn't even fucking main event his own country pay-per-view, which is bullshit, by the way. But that's again the difference, I would say. Now, I'm not going to say that was the right call by any means, and we'll get into it. But yeah, that's what I think the difference is. I think when you grab a Bad Bunny, people know, but they don't really know. They think they know, but they have no idea real world status. Michael Jackson, you know what you're getting. You're like, fuck that. It's like damn, what's old dude's name? Everybody hate him. Who used to book WCW? Russo. It's like when he used to book fucking Kiss. Oh yeah, we're gonna have Kiss at the
Kiss
end of Nitro. Yeah, like
Kiss
what?
Demon.
But imagine if it was fucking Michael Jackson at the end of what was that shit they used to have in Sturgis? Just
Road
Michael
Wild.
Jackson.
Road Wild.
Road Wild and Michael Jackson. You've been hit by. He's like, the fucking bikers just explode. It would have been incredible. Though. Ring of Fire with Michael Jackson. Then he turned into a fucking machine gun and started shooting people.
Give me that Moonwalker Michael Jackson.
Moonwalker Michael Jackson
Give
versus
it to me.
Scott Hall.
Give it to me, Triple H.
Sign me up.
I want it.
Take my money.
Scott Hall throwing the toothpick at Michael Jackson.
That'd be so good.
And Michael catching it. And then
like
putting it in his
Bruce
mouth.
Leroy?
Yeah.
Blow his skin off. Just eradicate Scott Hall to pieces. Rest in peace to the bad guy, but yeah, you would have got disintegrated. Mess around with Mike Jack.
Right.
So it's funny you bring up Michael Jackson, BA, because at the show I was doing camera work on for Northwestern Championship Wrestling, shout out to those guys, Santana Jackson, the Michael Jackson impersonator who wrestles, you guys have seen on Twitter, won his very first title match ever in his entire career at that show.
That's awesome.
I got to talk to him. He's a really cool guy.
I'll say, why didn't you get a picture?
Gimmick is money.
Why didn't you get a picture? And why didn't?
Oh, because he dipped out like right after the show.
Oh, you got to try to tackle him like you're Scott Hall.
Exactly.
And hope he don't turn into a moonwalker robot
I was
and murder you.
I was working. I work in the industry and I was working.
You hear that, E-Ray?
He just
we got an insider on our show now.
Sorry, I had to big time you real quick.
Okay, Dub Meltzer. I forgot. We forgot. We're not worthy.
7-star jerk off Tokyo Dome.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have BA hanging with some indie wrestlers on Saturday. Oh yeah,
I can't wait, man. I'll be at all the shit.
We're gonna be at the IHOP just chilling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Please make sure y'all get y'all coverage game up. We need valid pictures and stuff like that for our beautiful Let Me Book the Territory Instagram. At Let Me Book Pod on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and for all the homies and stuff on Twitter, fantastic. Sorry, I got slightly distracted because they are having a match with Julia Hart versus Slode. I love her.
Anna J.
Yeah.
I'm watching it as well.
Yeah.
On my yes.
Yeah.
Quick hits is hitting.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Quick
All right.
hits.
Back to backlash. Back to backlash.
Yeah. Backlash. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Backlash. Backlash.
Yes.
Can we talk about Bad Bunny's entrance music?
Do we have to?
I mean, Shambrea, Walla. I mean,
Go ahead, Dub. Give us the breakdown. You're the rapper here. Give us your best rapper. He stopped coming out to Booker T like that ain't hard enough. I had to talk about I need to say in Spanish, everybody's getting these bullets.
Essentially, yeah. It was like, your bullets don't miss. I reload, I hit, and the whole stadium is screaming this, and I'm like, watching it live, I'm like, I don't know what they're saying, but this is kind of a vibe. And then you look it up, you're like, yo, they wilder. It's amazing what you can get past white people, just at all. That would be the equivalent of Snoop Dogg coming out to fuck them other niggas because I'm down for my niggas.
Nope. That is the equivalent of Little John and the Yin Yang Twins. Skeet.
Yeah, no, that's the equivalent
people.
like of getting it past like white people, yes. But like the song itself, like the violence level, like
there we go.
Like that'd be like with Snoop Dogg. I would be like Snoop Dogg in LA, but like it wasn't just rich white people in the front row. It was like real hood niggas, and they're like fuck them other niggas. It was nuts. But that being said, like I like this card, and like BA, I would give it a B+. The only match I didn't think was like good to great would have been Rhea and Zelina, and that's just because it was short. Because you kind of expected it. Yeah, you expected it. But like that being said, I'm not saying it was bad, but it just the rest of the card was just really good, including what I would call almost his best match. If you guys agree,
his dance partner. Absolutely.
Are you now the newest Homo sapien?
If he has 100 more matches like that,
you got scratched by a wild almost.
Right.
He has 100 more matches like that. I'm all in. Give him every belt.
He's just gonna start mutating a damn G-Unit beater. Gonna come out your
That's what
flesh.
I say. Once the gear changes, which is starting to change.
It's starting to change. It's starting to get more sports entertaining.
I was watching Backlash with my youngest brother, and I was telling him, I was like, look, this like watch this dude. He gonna have a G-Unit beater on like it's 2004. Watch. And I was like, oh, no G-Unit beater. That's some bullshit. I can't even make the joke now.
Still kind of cut like one, but it's evolving, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's in Kevin Nash territory right now as far as his upper half of his gear. He's very the rest of it, I'm about to say the rest of it we'll talk about it on another day.
It's like E-Ray circa 2006, where it's like, oh yeah, my shirt is polo, but my jeans are like academics, and they're the 78-inch Jabot jeans and shit. They're so big, but my shirt is fitted. So yeah, it's like he's evolving slowly. He's getting there, but I'm not gonna shit on it. I thought I really did enjoy that match. But as we said, and what we used to say about Roman Reigns, where I think that they fooled a lot of people, it was the dance partners. Everybody like, oh my God, Roman did this, Roman that. I was like, he had a match with, what's the common denominator is Roman Reigns. But also, the other thing you'll be looking at, who is he wrestling? Like, because he wrestled AJ Styles, and then Seth Rollins, and then Daniel Bryan, and like so on. So all these people who had fantastic matches. I was like, him and John Cena wasn't a great match. Him and Brock Lesnar all 82 times. Like probably two of them were like fun, and one involved a fucking tractor dumpster thing, like some shit that I don't even know.
That was good.
I ain't white enough.
That was good.
That was a fun one.
That was fun, but that's why we remember. It's like, oh, that shit was crazy. But all the rest of them was like, I don't need to ever remember this. So I think that had more to do with it. And I think almost the same way. They tried to do this originally with AJ Styles, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work. Him and Seth was very well done. I thought it was pretty cool. It was by far his best match, easily.
Yeah.
And it was like probably the only match of his I just didn't hate. Like I flat out usually hate his matches. I did not this time. I was like,
I think Seth like does a better job, even better than AJ, of like lifting someone to like a level where he can come down to. You look at AJ, you got to go at a certain pace for AJ. You just do. Like even if you're not as good, like that's why AJ and Roman work, because even though Roman's not as good as a worker as AJ, he can still go at that pace because he is a great athlete.
And he's smaller. So
and
that's the
that
thing.
Too. Yeah.
So Seth done put on a little bit more weight. He's not as cut anymore. He's a little bit bigger, which is like it works. Because it helps him out and it helps other people out that he's going against. Because then he looks like still more sizable. He's kind of like kind of like in his hacksaw Jim Duggan body right now. It's like,
I think Seth would be low-key offended if we compared his body to hacksaw Jim Duggan. Like my body looks like hacksaw Jim Duggan right now.
My body looks like hacksaw. But what I'm just being as far as like I've seen the different variations of him, and he's not like super.
He's
rich,
not CrossFit
shredded.
Jesus right now,
right? And that's fine because the gimmick is so good.
Dad life on the road.
Dad
trust
bod.
me.
I'm not besmirching the man at all.
I get it.
I ain't even got no kids. I'm appropriating dad bod. Like black people on Cinco de Mayo. Like,
hell yeah. Or
appropriate dad bod.
Fucking St. Patrick's Day, yes.
Right.
Give us that green shit.
Yeah.
Irish car
all the
bombs.
green beer.
Yeah,
Irish car bombs.
Get it.
Irish
Shut your
bitches.
black ass up.
Right.
You're black.
Go drink some Hennessy and shut up. Nah.
Some green Hennessy is crazy, PA.
Next year.
Incredible Hawks.
On the shelves next year.
Don't bring that shit back ever, please.
Incredible Hawks. There you go.
But I wanted to kind of move away from the almost of it all. It was definitely not almost, but it was definitely his best match by far. No almost. Outside of that, I guess we got.
What did you guys think about the United States title match?
I thought it was too short.
Yeah, I'm mid on
But
it.
I'll agree with that.
I liked it, but it was short. I was like, man, that was like really hard hitting and really quick, but it just was over. But then I understand why now.
Yeah,
looking into it.
And the way Theory won, like, spoke to that as well. Like, he did some chicken heel shit, like some shit you would do on a video game to win. That's why I described it as watching it. Like,
yeah. All right, get out of here. Let me get this pin real quick.
Get this quick pins and move on to the next match.
Like, oh man.
Trying to progress my universal mode.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, like simulate.
To the next
simulate.
match. That's what it seemed like what Theory did. But to y'all point, or E-Ray's point specifically, I get it. Like, those guys aren't going to be in that space, and they couldn't have Bronson win it and have 2 titles on Raw. So it is what it is. But for the time they had, it was a decent match, I'd say.
Okay. Dub, did you have any additional thoughts about this besides the?
No, I just wanted to see, like, you know, where everybody else stood on it, because I thought it was really good. I do agree. Like, I wish it was a longer match, but I think part of that is I'm just a big fan of all 3 guys in that match.
I think so too, because I remember I think I caught it slightly before or slightly after y'all, so I was a little bit behind. As I was watching it, I'm getting your tweets like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." I was like, it wasn't that crazy. Like, it's cool, but it didn't like give me the feels. Especially not like my probably maybe second favorite match of the night, which was the opener. Bianca Belair versus Io Shirai or Io.
Her name is Jane Cena. Please get it right, sir.
She's starting to get booed.
I
like
can't
Jane
see her.
Cena.
That's only because colorism.
I know.
I didn't want to walk that line, but I guess here we are.
I'm okay with it. Guess what? I'm here to tell public service announcement. It would be what do you call it? It would be a disservice if 3 black men on a podcast didn't break the news to Puerto Rico. Everyone in Puerto Rico, I need to tell you this. Go walk in your bathroom. Go look in your mirror and repeat after me. I'm black. As you are. I'm sorry to tell you this. I know, please do not have a Clayton Bigsby moment. I don't need your heads to explode. I just want you to know this. It's not me saying this. This is genetic facts. I just
Ancestry.com.
I just thought you should know it. Being Puerto Rican isn't a race, it's a nationality. So that's what I have. So you can stop hating people.
Y'all's niggas.
But anywho, with that said, and that newfound revelation, I wish someone of our stature had a megaphone to tell them this then, but they didn't understand. So it was Jane Cena herself, Bianca Belair, versus Io Sky, and oh my God, the boos coming in for Jane Cena, Bianca Belair. It was like, oh boy, she came out with the pink, almost Von Clear like bubble jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic look. Io Sky comes out. Super huge fan of her music, super huge fan of her look and her kind of drunk stutter walk. I was like, oh, I love this. Whatever she does, it's amazing. They start warming it up. Everything, the crowd is so hot every time Io touches Bianca. But every time Bianca touches Io.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, holy shit. So, and again, as I said, I'm behind on this. So I'm like, this feels racial, but I don't want to say that because
this feels Uncle Ruckusy.
It has a tinge of a feeling to it. But I'm not even gonna name it. Let's just say just a feeling. It felt a way. But I was like, okay, I want to see how Bianca works from this Jane Cena position with a crowd that's not behind her. So that's why I really didn't even mind it. Like, so the crowd didn't do anything but add to the atmosphere because, oh, now the favorite, the champion, who's been champion for a while, what do you do when maybe you're getting stale? Or in this case, the crowd's like, oh, you're too dark. Like, what do you do? And she worked, and they slowly built this match back up. They started with some rest hold stuff, some strength stuff. They start working a lot of body parts, the psychology. I think they worked on Bianca's right shoulder, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And then left shoulder, excuse me. And she one arm gorilla pressed Io. And I was like, that's it. It's over. She is GOAT status. Then she dropped on her face.
Yeah,
I was like, she dropped
that landing was rough. So the landing, I was like,
that.
ooh, maybe they worked too much on the shoulder.
Yeah, maybe her face is broken. You broke your face. Oh, yeah. So it was one of those moments for me. But I thought, and BA, you tell me, because this is where my discrepancy comes in with you. I'm watching it, but I'm watching it after you. And I'm like, this feels a certain way. And you're like, just wait, it'll turn around. And I was like, I waited for that moment. It did not.
Maybe I was just because I was talking to my brother during the match, but I felt like at the end, towards the end, they started to buy. It was like a Rocky IV type of vibe. I felt like they was booing Rocky walking in. And then it wasn't as egregious as Rocky IV, where they were cheering.
So Puerto Rico is now the Soviet Union.
No. Bianca was John Cena in Chicago.
Nope, they both got red and star, and they flat. BA was like, "Yep, No, BA. Not what we're saying.
No, that's
Newly informed Black Puerto Ricans. That is not what we're saying.
No, absolutely
No,
not. But that's kind of what I thought. My vantage point of it was. I thought that they were buying into Bianca. I know that at the start they were not feeling her, but I thought they came around on it at the end. But I could be wrong. I could be looking at it completely wrong.
What do you think?
He was John Cena in Chicago against CM Punk. Like,
damn.
They were booing her to boo. And again, there's a tinge of that ism there. Just a tinge of that ism.
Yeah.
But the black people don't want to admit that they black. But, you know.
Hey.
They're like, let's find the lightest person in this match and cheer for them. They could have been cheering for the referee, honestly.
I mean, but with that said, still, it wasn't in like a disrespectful manner. It still was in the realm of wrestling, which I love. So it still was like, you choose somebody to cheer for, you choose somebody to boo for. Fine. And not just like,
oh, no. The lines they decided to cheer on seemed a little disrespectful.
But in wrestling, though, the thing is, because you know, as we all know, in wrestling, the two things that you want is maybe to be cheered if you're a heel, or excuse me, if you're a face, to be booed if you're a heel, but most importantly, just a reaction.
You need a reaction. You gotta get a pop.
And they gave them a reaction. That's what I was saying. They could have been either dead silent or just booed the entire match. The fact that they chose the Polars, that's fine. I don't care if one that was supposed to be good isn't and one supposed to be bad isn't. Who cares? Now, what I will agree with BA on this match is, though I don't think it ever fully turned, it did get a little bit more parody once Bailey brought that wagon with her. I mean, Dakota Kai and Bailey came out. That's when things got different. I was like, oh, Reddit's gonna have, number one, that was my first two thoughts. Reddit's gonna have a field day with this. They did. Shout out to Bailey. Love it. But then also it was like, hey, we love Io. Let's just say that.
We don't like the heel things.
Yes. And that's where I think it got slightly more like, okay, yeah, no, we cheer for a hero and not the heel. And because it was just like, okay, it's like three people and she's beating up everybody. So I think that's as close as we got to like any type of parody or changing, but it never flipped like Bianca. It was very few smatterings of Bianca, but amongst an arena of.
It wasn't like how, like, if I can change, you can change. Everyone can change. It wasn't like that. It was like, to your point, it turned, but it wasn't a complete turn. Like, they wasn't ready to go buy like Bianca Belair shirts after the show, I'm sure.
So whose job is that to explain to Trips and the other white man running this company why Puerto Rico was going Bianca?
Nobody.
I mean, that's not to say.
I don't think they have to.
Yeah, you don't think they have to?
No, and I think Triple H is smart enough. He understands wrestling crowds and knows the history of certain crowds and know how the psychology of how certain crowds think. I think Trips ain't that ignorant to things.
Yeah,
so you're saying he listens to the pod and we just explained it to him.
Well, everyone listens to the pod though, but that's besides the point.
Right. It's more so
world famous.
I would say it's more so that Trips knows how to get it. I mean, you are talking to, and I hate, I don't even want to bring this up, but you are talking about the guy who went over on Booker T.
And he feels bad about it allegedly now, but yes,
I don't know. But also,
I think he does.
The guy
I've heard the interviews. I think he
made
does.
old girl bring him out in the crowd. He did that. He understands the psychology of a crowd. So if he sees it, he just kind of rolls with it. And of course, him and the clique, they were used to getting reactions, good or bad, because they were the bad guys getting cheered. So I'm sure he just seen it. I was like, and then someone probably whispered over to him, like Damian Priest was like, it's like, yeah. He was like, yeah, that tracks. I see it. He put a BA. That tracks. And then he's like, all right, cool. But
this is the same guy that did the Katie Vick ankle, guys. He knows what he's doing. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I wouldn't pull that out as an example of somebody who knows what they're doing.
he married,
polarizing crowd. Is what
he
I'm
married
saying.
his wife while she was passed out in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Drugged her, E-Ray. Not even passed out. Admittedly, drugged her.
Yeah, I be trying to just like tap it, and
Nope.
he just be like,
Nope, sorry.
yeah, how you
'Cause
like
BA
it now?
BA
Married
quantum leaps.
man, he just got to get straight to it.
BA
Yeah.
quantum leaps more than he ever has in his life lately. So when I go back to the Attitude Era, they
Attitude
didn't-
Era was wild.
they were. That's why I was like, no. He admittedly drugged her. He said
Yeah,
slipped her in the old roofie or something like that. He
Yeah,
even
it-
said
it
it
was-
in the promo. It was wild, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it was
Russo. That's
again,
all I gotta
yeah.
say.
a blackface. A lot of
I was
things
gonna say,
in the
Black
Attitude
Right.
Era
Yes.
were
The Croc.
wild.
Wild.
Right.
Wild.
Yeah, but again, I think watching this and being in a completely different position and not looking to just shock value the crowd, which was the thing of the Attitude Era. Let's give them some bail. Let's shoot them a little bit of bail. Pew. It is definitely like now being from this newer entertainment standpoint, having children there, etc., so forth, looking at it like, that makes sense. And I'm sure, just like Roman, it was a few kids that were like trying to cheer for Bianca because she's now Jane Cena, and you had the majority of people booing the hell out of her. So I get it, but that match was probably my favorite match until. So we'll put a pin in that until. But anything else about this women's championship match that y'all care to mention?
Longest reigning women's champion of the modern era, the longest reigning black champion of all time.
Oh
Just want to
shit!
just continue to give this woman her flowers.
That is
I
important.
mean, be careful. She's getting there. She's getting on that Brock radar.
And he's pissed off too.
I
so
know.
More pissed than usual.
I mean, he is out here beating up our greatest civil rights activist. So
Man, yeah. So when he tries to march to Salem with Bianca, he gonna see that gold flash. What's that? Ain't nobody tell you can have gold around me. Oh no, he's coming. But be that as it may, let's discuss the other women's championship match that was on the card. Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley. This match, it kind of just it did the things. It did everything I needed to do in a short time. I had no problem with it, and I didn't even have a gripe with this match. So I know you two had said you didn't like it or whatever the case may be. Explain that to me, or Dub, BA, whoever. I'm
That
open.
was Dub. I was more in your camp, you right?
Okay.
it was just short. I mean, like, I feel like the entire purpose of this match was to give Zelina her moment, and that was it.
Yes.
That's all it was
That's it.
supposed to be.
Like,
Nobody seriously.
She
thought
did. You
was
think she
beating Rhea
earned a title
Ripley.
match?
no,
Yeah.
I don't think this match should have even been on the card, if we're being honest.
No, it was strictly on the
that's
card because where they was at.
Yeah.
Like,
Like if this would have happened in Pittsburgh, that match doesn't happen.
How dare you disrespect a black woman like that, though?
I felt like there was.
There.
I feel like they had enough time to like build up another match to give Zelina that moment and to give her a W.
But it wasn't about. It wasn't
The
about
only
the dub,
Puerto
though.
Rican that won on this entire card was Bad Bunny. So that was my thing. I'm like,
Who was
we
going
probably
against
could have.
another Puerto Rican technically, so it was like a default win. So.
That's true.
So Puerto Rican was always going to win that match.
So technically, somebody does win when the family feuds. Like, I think Jay-Z was wrong.
I hate you.
How about that, Jay? Take that, nigga.
Right. Take
um,
This to the pot.
Right. Yeah, he listens to everything. He's about to cancel my mortgage. Shit. Should not have fucked with Jay-Z. But
But
I
throw some subliminals your way.
definitely. When you start hearing them hit like 18 different quadratic equations and geometrical things talking about E-rays and rays, and I was like, oh, Jesus. Like, damn it, I feel like I'm back in college. All this math hitting me in the face. I I love the match. Zelina Vega healed the Miss America Chavez outfit, came out like, I am the flag. That shit was crazy. And then she start the match by getting a chancla. Come on, guys. That shit was iconic. And she just launched at her
hilarious.
like
that was
and that
wild
shit was
to me.
dead
was
on
just
target.
Like, wow.
Shameless, fun, cultural, pop entertainment. I was like, oh, she flung it at her, smashed her with it. Thought that was hilariously great. And then the match started. Everybody got their little pops in, got the moves in. Again, Miss America Chavez did. I thought that was cool. And then she lost. And then she also got like 3 big super pops. And technically 2. But the chocolate got its pop, but that was like for us. I would say I think the New Yorkers, the Puerto Ricans in the States for the most part, they're just like they were watching like that was dope. And that's like everybody has those stories. But also the beginning of the match where she just got to get that big match feel announcement in Puerto Rico and the whole fucking crowd. All the hatred that they had towards Bianca Belair was flipped, and it was just
turned into love,
pure love. Oh yeah, they just fucking Care Bears to her ass, like They gave her a spear bomb.
Goku.
Absolutely, I was like, they gave her a spear bomb. Puerto Rico, give me your energy. And then
Rhea Ripley caught it.
Right, I was like, then she Majin Buu'd that shit and destroyed her. But then afterwards, she stood up.
She got like
and got to soak in.
Thank you, pop, basically.
Oh, and it was lovely because those are the real moments that we can appreciate. And that was it, Undertaker when he took off the hat and the boots and stuff and left it in the ring. That's The Rock when he kind of passed the torch to John Cena type deal. It's certain moments that's Edge when he retired. And or Daniel Bryan when he retired or came back. So many of these moments like start to bleed into like the kayfabe of the situation versus like it bleeds into like the reality, and that's when wrestling's at its best. And I think this moment, that's why I was on the card, Dub. Like that's literally the only reason why I was on the card. Whatever they did in the ring did not matter because at the end of the day, she got to come out there, represent her territory, and then definitely just got to like soak up that love, and the people gave it to her. And I was like, oh man, that's a moment, and she will never forget it. I don't think Puerto Rico will ever forget it. That is now etched into the brains of millions of kids that are just either from New York, from Puerto Rico, and that were there, that are going to be able to say something about like, oh man, I remember when I seen Zelina Vega go against Rhea Ripley. I wanted her to win, blah, 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 blah. And all the inspiration that passes forward. That's literally why it's on the card.
Yep.
And I love that. So I'm
saying is I would have rather seen her
shit.
like in a little bit of a longer match and something that she could have won. That's all I'm saying.
So against who? You want her to have a meaningless match? Or you want to see her like she's David versus Rhea Ripley Goliath?
They've known they were doing Backlash to Puerto Rico for like 5 months now. They had time to build to something if they really wanted to.
What?
But how much better? How much bigger of a match are you gonna get than a title match?
That's what I'm saying. What do you want?
It's like Rocky 1, a drawback to just Rocky Nights. Call this fucking match, this episode Rocky's Revenge or some shit. Because it's like Rocky 1 when they pointed at a bunch of names and Apollo was like, let's pick this guy.
You're talking to a guy who hates all the Rocky movies, so you're losing me.
No one. You're in Detroit. Doesn't surprise me.
Dub doesn't love good things.
Yes, exactly.
I get it. He's like, I'd rather watch Plug Love.
Or Fast and Furious 7.
I'd rather watch Fast and Furious 2.
I'd rather watch that. One. I'd rather watch Blueface and Crusade on the Zeus network.
Dub didn't even know that was a thing until just now.
And now he's gonna watch it because he loves some good old.
The Zeus network.
Me too, though.
The Zeus network is the devil at work.
That's
all I'm gonna say.
It's like
All we'll say.
it's like oh
I
girl.
mean, they didn't buy my pilot, so fuck them.
I mean, not yet. Throw a couple more.
They didn't throw it away. They sat it in the back for later.
Throw a couple more BA-isms in there, and it's getting booked. Get on your knees. Oh, just write that in there on the last page, and then put ...
All you need.
Sold.
Yeah, man. It's like the last 4 or 5 Hellraiser. Those are other movies. They just threw Pinhead in them and called it a day. Give me the Subsidivites. Give me Pinhead. Call it a day. Give me
What movie
Butterball.
is this?
Give me,
It's
give
got
me
to be
Chatter.
Hellraiser. Pinhead's in there.
Right, exactly.
This is the Bridges of Madison County. Why is Pinhead?
Why is Chatterer killing
Such
Clint
delicious
Eastwood?
pleasures.
All the pleasures. The bridges of pleasures.
The Bridges of Hell County.
Right. Oh man, what was the name of hell in those movies? It was like something that started with an L or something. But yes, yeah.
The Leviathan or something.
Yes, Leviathan. Yes, the Bridges of Leviathan.
Oh my god. How does Hellraiser always come up on this podcast? Like legitimately every
Like
couple months it just
4
pops
or
up.
5 episodes, you can find some
Come to Dundee.
Hellraiser talk or some Butterball or Chatterer or CD guy talk.
Oh my god. Come to Dundee. I will definitely say that's why. I don't understand, and I couldn't even think of, even in 5 months. You might be right, but I think it just means more to do it this way. Because who would they have her go against? Let's say her and I don't know, Raquel Rodriguez or somebody else that's Hispanic, Latina goes against Liv and Nikki Cross or something.
Can I stop you right there? Can I stop you right there? I completely stopped listening when you said you might be right. That's all I needed to hear.
Oh,
Doug's one of those guys.
That's all I needed to hear.
I got what I need.
All
I'm
right.
E-Ray, he's a gentleman. It's all good.
I'm being a gentleman and stopping you before you get out of here. Yes, I am a perfect
I'm being a
gentleman.
gentleman. I'm stopping you because I've got the hit. I'm done.
I got what I
needed
need.
out
I
of
want to be polite and get up and
Stop.
leave. I don't want to waste your time. I'm a gentleman.
Your Uber's outside. Now let's take that to the main event of this card here.
Yes.
Cody,
Bad Bunny.
Should have been the main event.
It should have been the main event. It was
That's-
very hard to like get into the match after that, after the Bad Bunny match. I will admit.
And not only that, but the match after that, we've seen it 8 times already. That's why I was just like, they put that match in the completely wrong spot of the card. That bloodline match should have been like match number 2.
Yeah. I've almost forgot it happened.
Exactly.
It was like, oh, add Solo. Even though it wasn't a bad match at all, I don't even remember
This is
it because
boring. I've seen it.
it wasn't even boring. I just was so spent emotionally from the greatness that preceded it. I had nothing left to give the last 2 matches. Where I'm like, damn, I was like, I forgot it's 2 more matches left. I was like, how are they gonna top this? And
Like,
guess what?
I wouldn't even want
Spoiler
to
alert.
follow the intro to that street fight, let alone the match itself.
Yeah, because you don't want to get rained on with bullets.
Well, I was like, yo, I want to follow this. Oh shit, they're about to have a match after this.
Yeah, no.
And then to bring out the Puerto Rican Globetrotter All-Star team,
Bruh.
Savio Vega.
So we're talking about that match. Let's do it.
We're here.
First off, let me say, Bad Bunny, as a fellow black man, I love that your work is never try to win a title. Brock Lesnar will find you. He will figure it out quicker than Puerto Rico did. But outside of that, I must say, greatest celebrity wrestler of all time.
No doubt.
He's top 2 and he's not 2.
Yes.
I'm trying to think anybody else. Like I don't even think I've seen anybody else really be able to do it. And technically I say Logan Paul is celebrity
Logan
by
Paul
default.
is 2.
Yeah,
Logan
I
Paul
was
is
like,
2,
but he's
but
celebrity
he's a
by
clear
default.
2.
Yeah, and I feel like like the way they would explain how he trained, I don't think that's fair to compare it to, because the way like Logan Paul would like for his matches he would train with Shawn Michaels every single day and practice the same spots every single day.
But also Logan Paul is an athlete. Bad Bunny just did Coachella and then the Met Gala. And I was like, oh yeah, let me pull up in Puerto Rico for BACKLash.
I see what you're saying, right?
It's so
mainstream
different.
Shit, yeah.
And he's selling out arenas. He was on tour. He did a tour right after WrestleMania or whatever he was doing before. Logan Paul has time to like, all right, I'm doing a podcast. I'll interview some guys, some cross-promotional shit. He does other things for sure. But he, of any one of the stars, because he is kind of like a influencer guy, has time to do sports entertainment training. Plus, he is also a born athlete. Like,
I get what you're saying.
he looks the part. He actually is the part. And that's why I'll give him credit. He is in fantastic shape, and that's not like he bought his muscle. You know how some people just got show muscle. He actually is athletic enough to like do multiple things. I've been there before. I'm not quite to that level. That's just like great. I was like, but I can get on there and pretty much do anything and be like, oh, I'm decent at this. He's at that level where he can pretty much pick up anything and be pretty good. So that's why I'm like, he's almost not even a celebrity. But Bad Bunny is a freaking recording megastar. That would be like, let me think. Ryan Reynolds just coming over like, you know what? I'm going to take some time off of Deadpool and just be like, I always wanted to wrestle, and just putting on fucking banger matches in between Deadpool and then more MCU shit, doing a couple rom-coms and blah, blah, blah. That's what, and don't forget, Wolverine has been in the WWE and it didn't look like this. Like that shit was ass.
Was he around? Did he come back around when they were doing like all the celebrity hosting spots?
Yes.
Okay.
Dark days.
Yeah, I remember cutting the TV on and cutting it right back off.
And he doing the very regular punch spot that every celebrity does. Like, oh, someone's teaming with the Miz. Let me go punch him and do a running punch. But that's what I mean as far as like celebrities. So Bad Bunny, salute to you. One black man to another. Love the fact that you're just killing it. Also in the song, you're killing multiple people. It's crazy.
Yes, he is.
But the match itself, I think this match did, and correct me if I'm wrong, this match did what nothing else has done before for Damian Priest. He is now looked at as a main event talent, and I think they're going to go on and use him as such. He has now broken that ceiling from like kind of that mid-Carter status, and now they see him as like, oh, you can really like
You think so?
do this. Yes.
It definitely elevated him into like, and when I think of what E-Ray said, my mindset is like he'll have matches with Cody Rhodes, or trying to get other guys on Raw that kind of fit into that fold. Seth,
Cody.
Yeah, like he's there. We're not saying he's taking the title off of Roman or the titles off of Roman.
But I can see, and I mean, he can be one of those guys that wins that belt, that heavyweight championship
at some
in
point
like
in the future,
3 or 4 years.
That's fair.
He's 44 right now, or he's 41 right now. Excuse me.
Could not tell. I thought that man was in his 30s.
Because black don't crack. I'm telling you, I can do this all day. Yeah, but I promise you, it has moved up. And there was a report that said that, and I was like, I just said that, and then the report came out. I was like, oh, WWE is now looking at him in that light, like, oh, you can main event some stuff. You are now like a bigger talent than we were initially seeing it, because you could tell they were using him a certain way where he was just coming in there before the Judgment Day turn. he was being just utilized so wrong from what they were using them from. The Archer of Infamy back in NXT. Wow. And that shit was money.
He won the U.S. title, then hopped in a hot tub, fully clothed with bitches.
Yeah, North American
title, yeah.
Yeah, that was lit. And then him, Dijak, and Keith Lee were just having just the best battles.
Kaiju battles.
Yeah, just Zordon, all kinds of shit coming out. Rita making monsters. Shit was crazy. But then he got to the main roster. You start seeing little weird colory shit in his hair. Him team with Bad Bunny and going against the Miz. And that was the thing. That was his ceiling. Like, oh, go against the Miz. Go against the Miz. Go against the Miz. Put him in Judgment Day. Judgment Day shit got a little wonky early. And he still was like the guy that we know in Judgment Day that's not winning. But slowly but surely, he's starting to kind of get that growing pain momentum off of him. And like, okay, I'm figuring it out on this larger platform where the people that need to know and see me as the guy again are seeing me. And now like the demeanor changed, the swag has changed. I think he's figuring it out, or they're figuring out the right character for him. So I love that match. I think the psychology of it was incredible. The brutality of it, because this guy just came off of the Met Gala in Coachella, and then he came off the top ropes and landed on Damian Priest. Got some hellacious shots, got tossed around. He got broken arrow through off of some type of big ass structure onto some other shit. Like, dog, he talk about Logan Paul don't miss. Bad Bunny don't miss.
When Bad Bunny hit that Falcon Arrow, I was impressed.
I went crazy.
I was like,
I went crazy.
Did Bad Bunny just do a Falcon Arrow? Yeah.
He did a fucking Puerto Rican destroyer.
Didn't he start the match with a Michinoku driver?
Yes. I called that too. Yes. Because that's one of my favorite moves besides like
100%.
And I was like, whenever I see like, oh, Michinoku driver, it always pops me. So yes, that happened. And man, it was such a fucking match. And I was like, it didn't matter who won. So we're just talking about this, but guess what? More shit happened. Fucking gang wars. Savio Vega comes out looking like Butterball, Cenobite, with the glasses and everything. I'm like, oh shit, this is Hellraiser.
All he was missing was a leather jacket, the bondage jacket, Butterball.
He had the leather. He had the leather.
He had his other vest on.
He was like, ugh. Then he started doing a karate move. What how?
Savio Vega is one of the OGs of the Gang Wars. He's one of the OGs. He fought one of the first battles. He wrote books about Savio Vega.
Yeah,
Los Boricos.
Yeah, he was
the Warriors.
The original Blood In, Blood Out.
Yes.
Yeah, like I love that. But then between that and Dominic coming out and him just chopping the shit out of Dominic, beating the hell out of Finn, and then oh my god,
I spit in the face of anybody who doesn't want to be cool.
Fucking Carlito comes out jacked as hell in some cool grays and just start fucking
the cool grays is a
rampaging.
great touch.
That was
great
the best part to me.
I was very proud of the cool grays.
Anybody whoop ass in J's, I'm a fan.
That black swag is crazy, right?
The cool, like, you know, Carlito's cool. It's just, I was just like, oh man, he gets it. It's wild. And yes, you're right. More to your point.
That black swag is crazy,
yes.
right?
Really, I'm starting to buy into
with
this
the fro,
thing
with the afro.
Yeah.
Come on now.
There's nothing to buy into. They are us, we are them.
Who?
They don't like us like that. Bro.
Who's not coming? That's just miseducation, like Lauren Hill said. All I'm trying to get to.
They lost ones.
Bro, time out. AEW quick hits. John Moxley is literally trying to pull Kenny Omega's teeth out with the turnbuckle. What am I watching? I'm sorry.
That's AEW quick hits.
Oh my god.
That's been another episode of AEW.
Oh my god.
They lost
Bro,
one there.
It is May 10th at 9:49 on a Wednesday night. Why is this happening on my iPad right now?
I don't know, but
You might win
But
some,
you wanna
but
know-
you just
wait.
lost one.
this just in, AEW quick hits. John Moxley is bleeding, like always. The match
And
just started.
taking
he's
the
bleeding.
ring apart and beating Kenny Omega with the ring. This is insane. Sorry, y'all. I saw that shit. I was like, what in the
You
fuck
might
is
win
happening?
some, but you really lost
Sorry
one.
for
You
derailing
just lost one.
You're not sorry.
Carlito
Sorry.
take.
You're not sorry.
I'm not, but I am. But that had to be
But
said while it was
Carlito is also 71 years old. Oh,
happening. It
so-
looks like he's 35.
yep. The black don't crack.
Yeah.
Afro, shirtless, cool grays. Love it. He came out, grabbed the apple, pop. He get beat up. He comes up, spits it in Dominic's face. Dom face full of chewed up apple, bitch ass. And then he gets thrown out. Loved every moment of this. I'm like, how do you where do I go from here? It took me to places I didn't know a Bad Bunny match could. A Bad Bunny and Damian Priest match. I literally could not give a shit about either of these people, technically. But when you put them together, you put them in Puerto Rico, the crowd is hotter than hot. You bring gang wars into it. The LWO versus the Judgment Day is into it. And then the match itself, the way the chemistry they had, everything delivered. I could not believe it. I was like, what the? I had nothing left.
Didn't Bad Bunny hit Sliced Bread number 2 in that match too?
Yes, he did. Or as they
That's
call
why-
it in Puerto Rico, Salida del Sol.
That's why Damien's so over, because you got a guy that's not in the business doing all of these moves that most guys wouldn't do and landed it all safely.
And
What kind of
take-
move set
and
I would
taking
give? I would give my creative wrestler. I love Bad Bunny,
Facts.
man.
facts.
Big facts.
And then he took a lot of crazy shit too.
Yes.
And that's what the thing is, it was a believable match. It never felt like Bad Bunny looked like he put on a little bit of weight for this. I was like, I like all of this. And I promise you, I was like, I had nothing left because that should have closed the show. Anybody who thinks otherwise is ridiculous, because I would have been perfectly fine. This card could have went from a B plus B minus, as y'all called it, to A minus, A plus, by just taking that and swapping that and Brock Lesnar's match, because they said it's a co-main event. So fuck it. They didn't do a lot, and I mean we'll get to it. It may be for reasons.
Could you imagine the visual if Bad Bunny's music is playing, the entire LWO was standing there, and it fades to black with that whole crowd just going.
The LWO and all.
Yep. And that's .com exclusive stuff of them just singing that for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, guys, we couldn't get the stadium empty. They were just going on the song after we shut the lights off.
Yeah. Literally.
And not only just y'all points, just the match in general, but the fact all of these people came out. That's end of the night, go home type stuff. All of these people.
I was like, how do you exactly? And that's what I'm saying. I was emotionally spent because they kept up in the ante, and I'm like,
yes, that's some go home shit. I literally thought the event was over after that match. I was like,
wait,
you thought they cut 3 matches?
I was like, damn, it's early. I was about to say it's 10 o'clock. This is over already.
I was like, oh, what's next? I didn't even care. I was a gentleman at that point. Get out.
Please.
I got what I wanted. I don't need anything else from you.
I said, please.
Right. At the end of the day, I'm a gentleman. Black gentleman, like Bad Bunny. So we get to the 6-man tag that we couldn't emotionally get up for. And then as we were waiting for it, Cody Rhodes versus
Puerto Rico jacket, Cody
right.
Rhodes.
versus Brock Lesnar. And I'll be honest with you, I probably got to watch this match again, but I was very disappointed because I didn't care. I couldn't even try to care because I was still gone from Bad Bunny. I had nothing left in me. So just watching Brock and Cody do this stuff, and Cody started out hot, but then Brock got cut early, and then it's like shit was crazy, but it wasn't crazy enough. It was like
I thought the match was cool. Like you, E-Ray, I was done. I don't remember anything on that 6-man tag outside of Solo getting ready to beat the shit out of his brothers.
That's all they wanted you to remember. That was it.
Okay. I don't feel bad.
No.
But I thought the match was good. I will say it was a very good thing that Brock bled in that match, because if he doesn't, like him just being woozy and then Cody hitting, the 3 crossroads and then happened to get in the pin off of the Kimura, it wouldn't have worked if Brock was just dizzy. Now, with Brock leaking the way he was, I was like, all right, this finish makes a little more sense. Because if you're bleeding like that, clearly you're losing a lot of blood. But
yo, it's E-Ray, the quasi bad guy, the Diet Coke of evil, the side god of pod, and I'm here to tell y'all, come check out my show, Binge Flicks and Chill. You never know what you're gonna get, but we always talking some good shit when it comes to television and the latest movies. So we want to bring y'all in. We want to make sure you have a good time. You learn something, you laugh, you cry, you might stab a nigga or two. I don't know what you're gonna get, but that shit is popping. So come check out Binge Flicks and Chill. And it's me, E-Ray, and I'm out.
match was just okay. I mean, granted, it led to what happened on Raw with Brock doing the most character work he's ever done in his life, and again, keeping Cody away from a world, keeping another black man away from a world title.
Very
my face, my face.
What do you want to talk about, Cody? Oh,
I love that.
Fight.
I love that.
Fight. Okay.
I don't know. I think I was a little bit more up for this match than you guys. I was excited to see it just because I mean I'm becoming a bigger and bigger Cody mark by the week. I feel like I can't help it.
So BA's changing. He done turned the corner on Roman, and he's coming around Cody Rhodes Boulevard.
Cody Rhodes,
yeah.
Cody Rhodes. BA's a fan of Cody Rhodes.
I start every workout with Kingdom now. Like I'm bought in. I'm in.
I do too, BA. I do too.
You with me, Doug?
It's either Kingdom or Roman's head of the table, depending on like what I'm working out that day.
Peloton gets here Monday.
Roman's head of the table is a nice middle of the workout song to pick you up. Like, oh yeah, tribal cheek test.
Oh no, I do one or the other. Like I use like those entrances as like my entrance music as I'm walking out the locker room, literally. So I get to my first thing. I'm like, yeah.
Respect. But yeah, like I was excited for Cody to see what Brock was gonna do to him, or what Brock was gonna let Cody do as far as character work, like you were saying. So the one thing that stuck out to me, I really wonder if that spot was planned for him to leak out like that.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He's seriously gashed in there, and this is what I think here. So I'm gonna shoot this match just a little bit of bail, and we'll continue with Raw. But I'll give it some bail because I feel like that's not how they actually wanted to end it, with Cody still in the roll up. But I think
really?
It was because unlike that of the way he was gushing, it was very much reminiscent of how Finn Balor was just leaking, and they had to kind of take some time off that. The thing is that Gang Wars match and all the other shit went so long. This being the last match, there are definitely hard outs when it comes to those arenas and shit. So I think that they had some more stuff planned, but they had to like, okay, we don't have time to just sit here and staple him up real quick. We're gonna go home and we're gonna cut a few things out. Like instead of going this spot, let's cut 3 spots and then just go to the Kimura finish. And I think it was still going to end technically the same way.
Finish was still going to. That's what I was asking. Like, yeah. I think the ending was still going to be the same. I think they lucked up with the Brock blood.
Interesting.
Because to me, like, no matter what story you tell, like, if Brock isn't bleeding profusely or damn near about to die, I'm not believing that finish. You get what I'm saying? Like, if they had some more spots in and then Brock hits that turnbuckle but isn't bleeding, I'm not rocking with that finish like at all.
Wow.
I mean, somebody said that they were, and I don't know if this is true or not. It's more just me than somebody talking shit.
Someone said this one. Drunk uncle. Come on, drunk uncle. Give it to us.
Well,
somebody one time.
Me and drunk uncle were hanging out though. There was somebody on Twitter that made the comment of like they were trying to shout out the Daniel Puder, Kurt Angle little spat they had on SmackDown that one match where he was going crazy on Kurt Angle, like about to break his arm. He had to do the quick pin to get him out of there, like laid on top of him.
Nerds. No, crazy. They're not.
Right.
No one's thinking about that shit.
You think that's what they were like for?
I was like, that's reaching, because that was a random spot on SmackDown 20 years ago.
This would be amazing to bring this to Puerto Rico, because everybody knows Daniel Puder is a strong black man. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Stupid.
You gotta love the IWC.
IWC Twitter, go outside, touch grass. Yeah. Please.
Don't harass women. Touch grass.
Don't harass. Get some bitches. Don't harass women, but get some bitches. Touch some grass. Stop watching Daniel Puder's Tough Enough shit from 2004 with Kurt Angle and thinking that they're bringing that shit 19 years later to 2023
to something that doesn't make any sense about it. Like, no. No. I hate that you mentioned that.
I saw that. I saw it. I was like, that could be true, but I'm like, I think that's a little too far though. That's a little far fetched for the booking mind to go back and look at that.
The fact that you gave that any credence, BA, that's why I love it. Terrible. That was so bad. I would have threw that shit like stuff. Like this, that old long form story. Because you know the bookers of those matches was Daniel Puder. Like, right. No, he's in the back like, yeah, I've waited 20 years for this. Nope.
That dude was, and not only that, the dude was trying to go into business for himself, which is why that whole thing happened that way. So why the fuck would they try to recreate that?
That's why he got cut from Tough Enough that night. They said, right. Bro, you tried to break the arm of our top guy. Right. The fuck is wrong with you? Go home.
Go.
UPS is hiring.
Literally.
Wait,
fuck out of here.
In a cheap style. Like, doesn't make any sense. So, no, and more no. But other than that, we had our first look at the new Raw roster, and they gave us like just title, what was it, tournament style triple threat matches and
two triple threats on Raw, and then there's gonna be 2 on SmackDown. The first one on Monday Night Raw was Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes.
That was not
Finn wasn't in the first one.
That was
Damian Priest.
I'm sorry.
Or Cody Rhodes.
No, Cody was in the first
Cody was in the first one.
He was.
No. Seth was in the first one.
I know.
Cody came out and cut a promo in his gear though.
Yeah.
And then he had to stare down with the Joker.
It was weird.
Okay, got you. Okay. I don't know why.
Come on, guys. Hey.
It was Seth.
I remember my first podcast. But it was Seth, it was Damian Priest, a still gimpy Damian Priest, and it was Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke. That's
You're welcome. I'm doing this all off the dome. I'm sharp today, baby. I'm sharp. We need a new sponsorship. Was it like NutriBullet or whatever the fuck? Somebody give us some money, and I'll talk about that shit, and I'll act like it's helping my brain, okay?
Give me money now.
He ready to negotiate all our sponsorships. Give me money.
Give me money and get on.
Pull it out. Pull them out. That's how I feel it. And I say it like that.
I mean the bags of money.
And I say it like that because I'm a gentleman. But I kid you not. That first match, it almost didn't do anything for me. It was good, but I was like, Damian Priest ain't winning. But they did give him some shots where I was like, oh, he could win this, but I know he's still injured. So that was the fun part about it. Shinsuke looked good, and then Seth kind of cheaply stole it. He kind of pulled the Austin Theory. I was like, I'll take this win. Mm-hmm. And he stole it. But we feel like, I had the epiphany just before the show started. I was like, Oh, because I was in the boat, and I think we talked about it here. I was in a boat that I was like, well, technically this is like, oh, Cody's consolation belt prize. Or it's like either Cody or Seth is gonna win this. And then just before the show aired, I was like, intrusive thought. I was like, Brock has to interfere and take Cody out of this. So Cody loses nothing technically, because he doesn't lose. Because you can't have Cody lose that belt, then lose the tournament to this belt. That just looks bad. But I was like, that's how you get Cody to continue with Brock and then push him over. Hopefully he get traded to SmackDown to continue to chase Roman and do the thing and finish the story. But with that said, Seth Rollins steals the win and the crowd goes crazy. They loved it. He sang his song for 8 hours. Then, as you guys were alluding to, Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and
Miz?
Yes,
Miz.
The Miz.
All that from memory. Yeah, NutriBullet.
Good job.
E-Ray stuff.
Hey, get on your knees. Give us the bag.
Give us the bag.
Pull
of
them
money.
out.
Can we get the limitless pill, please?
All right. NZT, I'll need that.
Can I have some, please? A double?
Hell yeah. As many movies and random shit I've seen out and just absorbed passively or like on a peripheral, I'd be a fucking genius. It'd be scary. Like they had the idiot mobster that knew accounting randomly from taking that pill. Give me that pill, I'll be unstoppable. I'll start floating. Look at me, I'm floating. Like Al Pacino. Right. Yeah. But yes, this second match. Let me ask you this: which one out of the two? So we got triple threat, then like match. How did y'all feel about between the triple threats? We had the first triple threat: Seth, Shinsuke, Damian. Second triple threat: Cody, Miz, Finn. Was one better than the other to y'all, or was it just like, hey, it's just kind of murder by numbers? What were the thoughts on it? Like for a tournament, because we're getting a lot of tournaments, so we want to see how they feel about it.
This is rough because the second one, like, it had more interesting elements to it by the end of it. Like Brock coming back, Finn, getting to the next level of this tournament,
Yes. Yeah.
against Seth again, which like that happened before. And like you look at it, you're like, Finn's still a top guy on this roster right now. And you're like, and no one's doing more than the Judgment Day right now. But
Yeah, they're
Nakamura is just so good. He's just so
He
good.
is,
Damian
but I
Priest
had
was
no-
impressive after getting his ass beat.
I feel like Shinsuke needs to have like a match to get me to buy in again. Like I still see Surfer Shinsuke when I see him. Like he's just here to.
Shinsuke's here for his
check.
check scale.
Yeah, I'm here to collect the check, and
But
I'm
BA,
back to Japan.
but BA, no.
When I'm done.
You got my man's all wrong.
Okay.
He is on his way to joining Ms. K. Nakamura. Like I don't know what it is, but
I could see that.
they're just gonna do stuff, and it was funny. I like their interaction with each other. It's great. But I knew Miz wasn't gonna win. I really enjoyed, like Dub alluded to, the second triple threat, because I'm like, oh shit, that makes sense. That's all. I like sense making, and
Yeah.
I called it. I like being right, so I'm a gentleman. So as soon as after that part, I just left. Oh, well, okay, I'm done. But then the product getting Finn versus Seth again, that's just a quality match that you can give me on pay-per-view, PLE, main event, wherever. I'm gonna watch that shit. I need it. So easily put. Love that. And then
The Finn Balor buckle bomb into the barricade.
booked
And
by
Finn-
Daniel Puder.
Finn yelling, yeah, how you like it? I was like, oh shit, is that a receipt from 6 years ago?
And it
Yeah.
indeed was. They said it on the commentary, and I was like,
That's a long-term booking.
I love it. Now that's what I like. I was like, that wasn't a red. I bet you nobody on the IWC said anything. I was like,
No, because it
that was
doesn't
interesting.
involve Bret Hart. That's why.
Right. So I watched that. I was
Doesn't
like,
involve a
that was
random
dope.
Jimmy Wang Yang match from 2009.
Shout out to the BA show. I talk a lot of Jimmy Wang Yang in this next episode. Sorry. Pause.
Big Jimmy talk coming to you on Wednesdays. The BA show.
You know, we talk that gym talk.
Big Jimmy. You made me lose it. I love that match. Seth, Finn. I really wanted Finn to win, but Seth is just on another level. I feel like Seth doesn't need a belt to win, though. So that's my only thing. Is like, Seth don't have to carry his belt. I think Finn, it would have been great to see Finn in the
It's time, right? It's finally time, right?
Yeah.
Like we had, he had the Universal title for all the 22 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they brought him back Smiley for a while. Sent him back to NXT where he revitalized himself.
The Prince.
And then this Judgment Day thing. Judgment Day to me was dead in the water until Finn got there.
Yeah.
Like Finn got there and then Prison Dom. Like, it's time.
Prison Dom saved the Judgment Day, to be completely honest. That's another
I'm
episode.
not jocking it. We're all in 3 different stages. From beginning, I was like, oh no, this is about to work. Because I believe in Edge. So when they kind of
I
took
wanted
Edge
it
away,
to work, but I just
when
didn't
they
think
took
it
Edge
was.
away,
I didn't see the vision from the name of the stable on until
I didn't love the name, but the music was hard. And Edge, I believe in Edge. Every time Edge does something, he cares so much. Shit ends up working. So I'm like, all right, Edge got it. And then they kicked Edge out, and I'm like, oh shit.
Or maybe that's how he made it work, though. He knew he had to go against him.
No.
Or I think somebody got hurt.
Vince.
Cody got hurt.
No. Vince.
They need another. I
It
thought
was
they needed
just
another.
Vince.
I thought at
No.
the time they needed another baby face because Cody's
Oh, yeah,
titties
yeah.
fell off.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
that's what
you're
it,
right,
that's what
but
it was.
Cause Vince.
Yeah, but yeah, end of the day, it's always
Vince
the
was
moral of
like,
the story.
You know what? You just cut your hair and turned heel 3 weeks ago.
But Cody's titty blew up, and
Yeah.
I need a baby face, and I know who you are.
So
I don't know who the rest of these niggas is.
turn on him. And I was like, I was disgusted, but I was like, fine. And then the prison
What?
down.
Cody's titty blew up? What?
Yeah.
Well, we got to turn Edge face. Get that short guy to take his place they were just feuding with, and give me the Street Profits versus Sheldon and Cedric. It's such good shit. We'll put that in Cody's segment. Yeah. Where's Montez?
Thanks for that. I hate you so much. Can't even lie. Yeah, so that was where it was going for me, and I was like, Finn needs the belt. It would be fantastic because, again, God hates him apparently because Roman Reigns didn't win that match by himself. It was divine intervention. So it was just a lot of things where I'm like, Finn could definitely hold this world title strap and it'd be lit. And I was like, I would love that for a little bit. But
Wait, was that God's first victory in WWE?
yes. I mean,
Him and Shawn Michaels lost, right? To Vince and Shane?
That was
Yeah,
true.
ooh. God is
Crazy.
1-1 in WWE.
crazy booking. Well, lucky it's not AEW where wins and losses matter. Outside of
Anyway.
that, I definitely wanted to kind of move along with the rest of these new roster people popping up.
Let's just get straight to it, E-Ray. I know where you're going. Zoe Stark is here.
Facts.
Zoe Stark is here. How did you
Facts.
feel about the debut against Nikki Cross?
She whipped Thicky's ass, and I was like, bet. Thicky. She beat
Put it
her
on.
ass, gave her all types of receipts, lumped her up. I was like, I'm not mad at that. That was fun, but it's not enough for people to care because they haven't put Nikki on anything enough yet.
Yeah,
So
there's no reason to care about Nikki. Yeah.
it was vastly.
Nah.
The crowd was indifferent, but I really enjoyed it.
I mean, I don't think a lot of the main roster, a lot of people that watch the main roster watch NXT. I don't think there's a huge percentage of it.
I'm sure they were sitting there confused when they saw that finish. They're like, what is this move?
Yeah, good.
Just
she
imagine
gave
what
it
they're
to
gonna
him
do when Nikita Lyons comes up to the main roster next year.
with the clam
Good
slam.
Lord. Good Lord. It's, maybe that's why she ain't up there. It can't be a PG product. It can't be PG when she comes up to the main roster.
What are they waiting for the whole world to change? Waiting on the world to change. Nikita's waiting.
Right.
Waiting for the world to change.
That
The
song
backup.
is like top 5 in every like hospital waiting room or anywhere. Wait for the world to turn.
So really quickly, newcomers Imperium to Raw challenge the current undisputed tag team title holders Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a nice little segment, and I was like, man, Kevin and Sami Zayn are so good. Like the funniest shit. They just kind of be saying like they just have throwaway quips that be so perfect and land incredibly.
We're in the middle of talking here. You'll be Imperium in still in 5 minutes, right? I'm like, yo.
He's like, what's everybody having henchmen? Like, what the? That shit was so good. He was like, you're like Gunther's henchman, right? Like, what's it everybody having henchmen? First the Bloodline, now Imperium. Like, I'm like, dude, this is so funny. And
hey man, we said Roman was a supervillain, so Kevin Owens, listen to the pod. There it is.
It is.
Look, they're great. They had a fantastic match, of course. The shit that Kevin Owens just does on a random fucking Monday evening. That guy. Some of the moves, he just has it. It's in him. Him and Sammy still just working along. They can do this for quite some time because it's just fun.
KO might like top to bottom be the best guy on the roster.
Cool.
KO.
From
from what he can do on the mic, from comedy to serious.
Gotcha. He's top 3. No
yeah,
doubt.
like,
and I think
the way he can just go in the ring, like.
I can see that.
He's Mr. Dependable. Like, it tells you all you need to know. Anytime something happens and they need somebody to get thrusted into that main event space, KO's getting the call up. We need you, KO. We'll put on a good match for us while we figure shit out in the back.
Basically. And I'm not mad at that. I thought that was a fantastic match. I love what they're doing with Imperium. I just don't like the name changes, of course, but I'm okay with it. Giovanni and Ludwig Kaiser.
I love the way the announcer says his name, though.
Oh, he said that.
Ludwig Kaiser. Like,
that's what KO said that cracked me up. He was like, God says General really funny. just they're off screen, like it's literally going transitioning. You just hear us, and that guy says General like really funny. The best. Like these guys just have perfect comedic timing. So again, love that. We also had continued like wink wink Easter egg stuff happening along with some other like foreshadowing. So they did like in one segment, they built 3 different things happening. One, they had the Way. And I was like, oh shit, it's the Way minus Austin Theory. But they said somebody's coming back. I don't think they were talking about Austin. I know Dub has his theory on
Tommaso Ciampa. Been out with a neck injury for almost a year now. And him and Johnny, they got history. DIY, one of the greatest tag teams in NXT history.
Yep. The
Johnny Gargano Tommaso Ciampa feud, one of the greatest feuds in NXT history. Like, you talk about a portion of that brand was built on that rivalry. Right. And those are 2 of the standard bearers of NXT. And if you're gonna put them in a tag team, I'm all for it, just for the eventual breakup.
Right, the inevitable breakup.
Yeah,
which
it's like KO and Sammy. Like you like it, it's fun, but you're here for the breakup. You're ready for the breakup. And I mean, Tommaso, like, I didn't like the stuff he was doing with Miz. I don't know why every new guy has to get paired with the Miz. It gets to be annoying at some point. But Tommaso, being around the Way, I'm all for it. Like, now granted, they wouldn't have like a an idiot to be like foiled to Tommaso the way Austin Theory was back in the day. But like just Johnny and Tommaso going back and forth, I think it would be funny. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, and like I've seen limited stuff of the way because that was at the end of Black and Gold.
Yeah.
So I'm not as into it as y'all are, to be completely honest. I'm open to being into it, but I just know they existed and they had a stable together. There was the way, there was a family type shit, and that's all I.
What was interesting about it, BA, is that like it wasn't working like on a certain level, but then like it became kind of Johnny being dad to these two kids, and you're like, he's dad, but they're healed. But this is kind of real TGIF.
I could see
greatness.
the sitcom cheese in it for sure.
And that's how it worked. It ended up being like Johnny and Indy, and then kind of dumb Austin Theory being just dumb.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's funny. And then her trying to date Dexter Loomis. And then like as they're turning good, and you're just watching everything, and you're like, oh no. And it just kind of built. It took time, but it was like a great A story, unlike what they're, we'll get to
like
that.
Unlike your favorite A story.
Yeah. We'll get to that. But absolutely, I like that stuff. They also built out that Karen management is going to be going with Chelsea Green and what's her name? Forget.
Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
Sonya
Deville. There we go. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are going to get a match against whoever's the winner of Liv and Raquel Rodriguez versus Damage Control. And it's like, all right, cool. They inserted them. They built that up at the same time. And I was like, oh, that's fun. And I was like, all right, I like all that stuff. Like, it was just like a nice little usage of time. And it was like, okay, cool. They set up that they don't believe in those girls, that the way is a thing, and it also has some other little element behind it as an Easter egg. And then that we know what Chelsea and Sonya's next move is. Love that. And then we had the problem with like pretty much all female wrestlers, Rhea Ripley beating ass, and whoever the person is supposed to come out with a save gingerly walks out like, you know what? I'm chill. Natalia comes out just
Natty
walking.
wasn't running in them red bottoms. What?
No.
Hell no.
She said those boots were made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. Like shit. What? Oh, girl, you just have to get a new leg. She just sitting there like, oh god, scorpion locks up my legs hurt. Like,
These are gonna explode.
Which is long-term booking, full long-term booking, because full circle, Rhea Ripley used to do her whole entrance, whoa, kick, while Bianca Belair was getting murdered. So when Charlotte was beating up Bianca Belair,
they all went to the school of Jeff Hardy. You must hunch while your friends are getting beat up. You dance. If your thing is your dance, you dance.
Got you.
Facts. So I get it.
I'm just waiting for Cody to do his full entrance while one of his friends is getting beat up.
Right.
Whoa!
All the pyro and everything.
Cody, Shotty Leah is taking 95 F5s while you're doing your intro. Go save your son.
On a brighter note, it seems like they are sort of moving away from Riddle and kind of going back to Cody being with Kevin and Sammy, which I like. I seen a little bit of that where they were checking on Sammy or checking on
I'm telling y'all
on Cody. So I like that.
There will be we can't see the road, but there's a road to Cody and Roman too.
A road.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm trying to get there. I'm okay without seeing it. I've been booking it week to week, seeing how it could work. 'Cause I'm like,
BA, where does that road end? Does Roman hold that belt into Mania next year?
Oh my god, bro, that'd be 4 straight Manias. Like that's insane. Like even in Hulk Hogan's heyday, he took a
could
break.
never.
He took a break after seven. No, he was. Damn, no.
Well, you
Hulk
want me to
Hogan
hold
was
that
at-
belt some longer?
Yeah, I was
That
about to say
doesn't work
Hulk
for you,
Hogan was
brother.
at
I
all.
gotta do
He
Tropic
was-
Thunder, brother.
Thunder in Paradise,
Right?
brother.
I gotta do Thunder in
I got-
Paradise, brother.
Yeah, that man was heavyweight champion at like 7 of the first 9 WrestleManias, and he still ends up with the title in his hands at the end of all of them, or at least standing next to the guy holding them. Shout out
Right.
to Macho.
Hey, Yokozuna,
But-
brother. I'm gonna
Yo.
need that title.
Hey, Brett, I know you're about to go over on Yoko, but let me tell you a better idea.
Right.
So with that being
Crazy.
said, Dub, he may be champion at WrestleMania because they did.
Like, cause think about it. Like, they're not pulling the belt off him at Saudi. After that, it's Money in the Bank. I mean, and that's in London. That's in some sense in Detroit. We'll be there. Shout out to all the fans. Come meet us. Holla at us.
Yes, sir.
But after that, you get there's no big shows coming up for a while. And then Survivor Series, that's Gang Wars again. I mean,
if Drew sticks around, they going back to Cardiff again, if I remember correctly.
I mean, they had him take the L in Cardiff once.
But can we get the rematch though? He shouldn't have took that L. I mean,
He
there's a
shouldn't.
lot of matches where Roman should have been lost this title a couple times.
But I think that's the great part about this reign is that he
But we
should
ain't
have
gonna talk
lost it
about
like
it.
8 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. 'cause
And don't
we've
get me
never
wrong.
seen
I want Cody to win it in Detroit. I just do.
Oh, we would all love that. That man,
But, like-
we would go insane. I couldn't imagine if that happened in front of all of us together and seeing that shit. That would be nuts.
But then at that point, like E-Ray was saying, you got to work out a trade, and then it's going to look. I mean, it's going to look like that trade the Houston Texans did. Here's all of our draft for the next 8 years, and we'll take Cody.
Right. Exactly.
No, what happens is Cody has to beat up Brock, finish that story, and then go to
Finish the
Pierce.
side quest.
Yeah, finish the side quest. That's what I'm doing right now on Zelda.
Nice.
All the Switch folks, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom come out Friday. I am currently doing all the side quests so I can finish the main castle. Then I'm going there. Cody just doing like me. He just like, you know what? Let me beat Brock's ass. I ain't never beat Brock. It's only a few people that actually beat Brock. Then he's gonna go to Pierce and like, I want to finish the story. It's like I demand to be traded to SmackDown to be able to face Roman Reigns or make me a free agent. And then they're gonna be like, you know what? We'll take all the free agents and we'll swap you out. And then it's only gonna be Brock and Cody free agents.
We'll
And
take
then
all
you
the
get
free agents on
all
Raw.
of them. All of them. You got Mustafa Ali.
You know what?
You got
I'm
Dolph
not mad at
Ziggler,
that.
Omos,
Basically,
Riddick
no-
Moss, all
no
of them.
disrespect to these dudes. They were just
Hazawa,
like,
everybody.
Here's this bag of balls for Cody Rhodes, basically.
Hey, facts.
Why
Cody,
is
you
Riddick
are
Moss a
now
free
getting
agent?
your wish. You are a free
Right.
agent. Don't ask me for anything else. Bam, there you go. And then he gets to chase him again.
Yeah.
Starts to, I love that.
It's
So-
gotta come at some point. There's no other story for him but that story.
I just want to know if it's going to come before we get to do our thing.
I feel you.
That's it.
I mean,
that-
me personally, if it happens in Detroit, man, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might
Memories.
buy a cake, pop a bottle or 2. I don't know, but yeah, it'll be a crazy memory. But I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger. Talking through Hulk Hogan's run makes me think he may still be champ at WrestleMania. That's not
Because
a normal
like we know
possibility.
they're not going to give him the Bruno run, but they might want to say this is number 2 to only Bruno.
And I think that's where they're at. But they don't. He doesn't have to go that much further out though to be number 2 to Bruno.
Right.
I think because what is he 3 right now? And then it's Hulk Hogan's run.
Yeah, he's 3 behind Hogan and Bruno right now.
And Bruno had 2 runs, like crazy runs. He didn't just have 1.
Well, if they will start doing combined reigns, then Roman Reigns will never drop that belt.
No, Bruno Sammark between both of those runs, it was like 12 years, bro. That man had
Yeah.
the title, like the entire, like the 70s. That man was the champion, basically. So Yeah, it ain't gonna be like that. That's unheard of, and that's a different time with territories and having that marquee person to see after territory. Like that's why Flair was so huge and Dusty and all those guys. But to y'all point, there's no other formidable person for him to lose the belts to outside of Seth, and we don't think that's happening because of how they're booking Seth.
They gave Seth the belt.
Exactly, to keep him basically talking shit about how he's the best worker, but he's getting no respect. But yeah, I get it.
Well, I think that's about everything we can cover from Raw. Would you guys agree, or did we miss anything? I know we missed Shinsuke last week. My gosh, sorry guys, but he got traded to Raw, so we gave him his spotlight, his Miss K. Anything glaring that we missed from Raw? I'm sure it's gonna be something, but
Dana Brooke still in the league?
not according to those kids up front. They didn't give a fuck.
It was like, where's
Come on,
the
give me some high
popcorn?
fives. Get away from me, you homeless woman. That was rough. I felt bad for her for that, but that was tough. But hey, hang in there because you can always turn it around, or go to the Indies and rebuild your name. Either way, shout out to her for doing what she's supposed to do and waiting for Natalya to buy her some new jeans and shit.
Look, man, I don't feel bad for anybody that pop up on TV in the main roster. They getting a check.
Facts.
A six-figure one at that.
You can be back there eating bologna sandwiches, or you can take your ass out and get no cheers going to the ring.
No, that catering is 5-star. That's why people stick around so long.
Sign me up.
That's true. Tozawa like,
I got a gym.
Shrimp.
I got catering by one of the top catering companies in the country. Like, I'm just chilling.
Travel
basically.
paid for to see the world.
Right. My family taken care of. I'm just never home, which is cool too, I'm sure, for the people like that. So
I mean,
yeah,
a lot of them is home. Like, they not sending Dana Brooke on them house shows. She shows up to work once a week.
That's wild, bro. Anyways,
now to the greatest show of the week, NXT.
What a show! What a show!
I will say though, coming from last week, this was definitely a step down. I wasn't in love with this show. Like last week, I'm like, oh, this is why we're here. This week, I was like,
a bunch of matches is kind of
it did. Because I mean,
really good show though.
Sean was like, hey, I just recently heard this song by this one woman named Beyonce. He's like, she's incredible. So what I would like to do is I wanted to start the show with all you ladies getting into formation. You all just get out there and just like do some stuff while NXT comes on and you got to chant NXT. And y'all just got to do some shit. And I was like, the fuck is this?
You guys all hate each other, but just stand there.
Yeah, just
make sure to stand there.
Oh, I hated that. Like,
and then they just left. And then it was like, oh, wait, Tiffany Stratton versus, and they was like, wait, so they came out for what? They could have just showed the bracket.
I said, we can't just do a bracket anymore? Like, why? I mean, nothing wrong with seeing the ladies, but that was just awkward and weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to see the ladies like that. It'd been cooler if they all were just in different corners of the arena again. Yeah. But just having them all just kind of sitting there like choose your character screen. That shit felt very weird to me. I felt
like Fremont Street.
Choose your fighter.
Right.
Like when you walking down Fremont Street in Vegas, you see all the random street performers everywhere. And you just try to go to the next casino or whatever. You're just like, why are y'all just standing here in these circles?
Yeah, I was not a fan.
BA has like his controller in his hand for his PS5, trying to put in a code to unlock Nikita Lyons, and it's not working.
back. B.
Slow. Not working. It's not working. And now my controller is all sticky.
X, back.
You know, the Nikita Lyons code is definitely just back and X, and maybe some B in there.
Crushing his D-pad.
X back. 8 times, and then she appears on your screen like Weird Science 2.0.
From my heart and from my hands, why don't people understand my intentions? BA playing Weird Science in the background with Nikita Lyons. He's building Nikita Lyons.
I don't know what's a better title.
I got a
I'm
pair of
gentleman
drawers
or
on my
Weird
head.
Science.
I'll put a pair of drawers on my head. It'll be a good time. Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, I'm there with you. Me and A-Dub hold it. What have we created?
What?
I love that movie, by the way.
I just-
Look,
Remember the show came on right before Blossom and right before American Gladiators?
I remember it on USA when it originally aired. It came
Yeah.
on like
Yeah.
right after. Damn, I can't
They
remember.
come on like Friday nights or something.
Yeah,
I
it
remember,
was on
Fridays or
USA.
Saturdays.
Cannot remember what it came on before or after though, but definitely USA was like, man, USA used to have the shows. Anywho, before we get down this show hole, let's concentrate at the show at hand. NXT. Tiffany Stratton defeats Gigi, the Cakes, and then Gigi was seen on her IG saying she misses being PK. Priscilla somebody.
Priscilla Kelly.
Kelly,
Is that her real name or her indie name before she was?
I think that was her
Exactly.
indie name in AEW.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. She missing Darby or nah?
Hard to say. I think it's just some blah. Who cares?
Darby going. Darby the hottest thing since sliced bread on the other channel.
I mean, y'all know how it is,
Want that
Girl
old
left
thing
you,
back?
they see you coming, they see you doing good. They like, hey, big head.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Want me to put some taco sauce on my butt again, baby? No.
I was about to say, if you're a gentleman, you already know the answer. This will impress her. Who's thought? Who's first? Look, I gotta know. Who's a wilder boy? Darby Allin or Freddie Gibbs? Someone tell me.
Freddie Gibbs.
Freddie Gibbs
No
said
Freddie Gibbs.
I'm like,
Darby
wow,
Allin
boy.
spreads his starfish and puts hot sauce in it. Freddie Gibbs spreads it and takes a picture of it. I'm
Freddie.
befuddled.
Point
I don't-
Freddie.
Yeah, I was
Point
like,
Freddie. Because you can't, that Darby's is a story. Nobody has video or photo proof of that. Freddie Gibbs' this incident, that's forever in infamy. Like, that's a Google search away, unfortunately. So, yes.
oh my god,
I
I can't salute any of these antics. This shit ain't playing. That ain't how you operate.
Gary, Indiana, crazy place, man.
Thanks. Well, I mean, when you're never trying to go back to the trailer park, you're like, oh, I see something in this butthole pleasures guy. This dude's wilding.
Never going
Gotta
back,
love
Hall
it.
of Famer right there.
Facts. But yes, she tweeted that after her loss. I'm sure it was like deleted or story, whatever the case may be. But any thoughts on Tiffany Stratton advancing? I thought this bracket.
Business.
I thought this bracket was just all trash to me because I feel like it
I
doesn't
agree.
leave any suspense. I was like,
it's leading up to the inevitable Cora and Roxanne blow up. I didn't see anybody on either bracket where I was like, it's definitely Cora and Roxanne.
oh, that's what you think. I don't.
I'm
see
going
it.
Tiffany and Cora.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's time to put that belt on Tiffany, and there's no question about
I
it. in my
agree
mind.
with that, but I was just thinking from booking perspective how they're looking.
They're
at
not
it.
going to
Y'all
get
know
there though.
The Tiffany Epiphany agenda has been
So-
real the last 3-4 weeks.
So give me a second. Let me pull it up. Because I looked at
Because Roxanne would have to face Tiffany in the next round.
right. Well,
And I think
Yeah.
Cora was going to have to face Lyra
Fallon
Val.
Henley or something.
They're on opposite sides of the
Lyra,
bracket.
I think.
Though. They're on opposite sides.
That's why I said
finals.
they're not going to make it there. That's because I think Tiffany's going to be pretty much a shoe-in on that side. And I think Cora is a shoe-in on the other. So that was my thing. It was like Lyra got the package. So I automatically was like, oh, So why did they even show us? Like, if you wanted us to not think Lyra wasn't gonna win, she probably shouldn't have got a package. She definitely was like, "Oh, this is over." So she cleared that hurdle rather fast. But then it was like, okay, they had JC Jane versus Roxanne.
JC Jane is going against Roxanne.
Yeah,
and
which
the
they
winner
had
of
the
that gets Tiffany.
which they had the opportunity to put Roxanne versus Tiffany to give Tiffany some legitimacy or Roxanne some legitimacy, either way. And then you have that continued feud of JC Jane and Gigi. I didn't understand why they did that. The other side doesn't have as much history, so that's fine, I guess. But it just was like, oh, no one's over there that's even worth it because Cora's gonna win. So I was like, oh,
Well,
okay.
they're doing the same thing on the other side of the bracket, because it's Lyra versus Kiana James, and Lyra won, and then it's Fallon Henley versus Cora. So there's
You're
another
right.
story they're not continuing. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are we doing over here?
Okay, so yeah, you're absolutely right. I was like, oh yeah, that's stupid. So that's why I guess I'm not into this, because the matchups are so dumb, and it's like, okay, so you're trying to get us to care that we think Lyra's going to go over, but she's not. Cora Jade is almost guaranteed to be there versus Tiffany Stratton. I know Roxanne, they're not ready to put her even back there yet. I don't think. You could be right, BA. I think that would be that was what I thought initially, but I think they're so high on Tiffany right now. She's so hot that you gotta go Tiffany versus Cora.
I mean, that whole "I'm not ready" comment she made in the media a couple weeks ago, that turned me off from me thinking that she's gonna be getting that belt sooner than I thought. I'm more liking the later camp on it now. I could be wrong.
We could bet some shots on it.
You know, I'm always down for some shots.
Speaking of,
I mean, yeah, they've put belts on people who aren't ready before. I watched Jack Swagger win a world championship.
Well,
was that a good idea?
And I was like,
okay, then. So you're. I mean, just because they did
ago,
it, don't mean it was good.
But I'm saying, like, Tiffany Stratton is way more ready than Jack Swagger was.
I agree.
And maybe she was just being humble.
That's a good point too.
And I don't agree with that.
That's a good point, Al Pacino. That's a good point.
But,
Devil's advocate.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, not really interested in this women's thingamajig. Whatever. Who cares? I just want to see it progress, because I think they screwed up the brackets, and I think that is more important than anything, having those brackets right. Especially because this is a predetermined sport. Mm-hmm. You can build in the story in this, and it was a way to kind of have two of the stories collide and make it a little bit more interesting, like they did with the the CWC or whatever, the Cruiserweight Classic back in the day. They had some really good matches. I think one of the first rounds was Johnny versus
Tommaso. Yes,
Tommaso. Incredible. You can do stuff like that, or having Kota Ibushi versus Seth, and Seth being incredible, but then still losing because it's fucking Kota Ibushi, and then still getting signed. That's how you do tournaments right. This, on the other hand, exhibit A of how you do things wrong. It's like, oh, let's make the worst matchups that no one gives a fuck about. You've been giving us this A plot line for 7 months now. And now you're not even gonna pay it off when it could matter? The fuck is happening?
Strange, bro. I blame Lord Tensai.
Sweet Tea, get out of here.
Your voting privileges are revoked.
Right.
Funk is on a roll.
Right. You know what, Lord T, Sweet Tea? That doesn't work for me, brother.
Creative control.
Right. I think I'm gonna need some creative control here, brother. Other than that, guys, you know why we here. Hard motherfucking justice.
Man, that was he dished some out this last match. I was like, God
White Blade
damn.
came for his crown. Said, I forgot my sword, and beat the shit out of Ilya Dragunov. And I'm like, yes.
He was choking him with the stairs, bro. I was like, I ain't seen that shit ever. I love it.
And
Ilya Dragunov is really good at taking an ass whooping.
Mhm.
Yeah, he sold that ass whooping.
And he get back up for some more. He don't care. He's
I thought he was gonna get some more offense in, but I didn't know Dijak was gonna go in on him like that. I'm like, God damn, it's almost a squash.
Hard justice.
White
It's a lot of
blade.
hard justice.
I love that they let this
hard
gimmick
justice
build
has been
appropriately.
served.
Yeah, man. I love this gimmick, bro. It's one of my favorite gimmicks on this the roster, just because they not just throwing it on him and tell him to figure it out. They letting him do shit to justify the look and the way he talks and the way he acts. And yes, I love it.
And the beard dye, all of it, love it.
That midnight cocoa bean.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's Cobra mixed with Blade, mixed with I don't even know some other like
Every
crazy-
Steven Seagal, John Van Damme villain, like all of them.
Yeah, mixed with some Matrix in there. Like he's doing it all.
It's a little
Love it.
Neo in there, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
Little Sin City in there too. The
Hard
jacket
justice.
and like the
Like
I
little
love that.
Marv. Or just-
oh yeah, definitely Marv.
But yeah, I enjoyed that. I'm happy this is gonna keep getting the build. That's exactly what we want. Enough said. What else did we get to see that was worth our time? Oh, I can't figure this out. Maybe you guys can. I posed this question on Twitter. I didn't get any traction here, so maybe I'll ask here. Why is it that they got 4K footage of all the beatdowns in the NXT parking lot, but they always seem to start rolling literally like, I don't know, 3 minutes after the beatdown happens?
I don't know.
See?
Some dirty work going on in the background.
Conspiracy. That's why. I'm like, I can't believe this. There's no way that these cameras aren't just going full time. It's just always having to cut off. Is it Scripps? Is Scripps doing something? These are like,
I got Scripps vibes when I looked at that hoodie. I got Scripps vibes.
Oh, it's Scripps. Scripps is beating women, and they just running.
That's
I
all
can't
he
beat
did.
Dragon Lee. I can't beat A Kid. I can't beat Axiom. So you know what? Women. Just beating the shit out of women in the parking lot. So I think he Ike Turner. This shit's crazy.
Could be Brian Breaker since he's just mad at the world.
Oh wow. Wow.
Brian Breaker just taking people out.
No, look, if Braun Breaker
Women.
was beating women,
Oh my bad.
they'd
That's
be
wild.
dead.
Yeah. Facts.
For 2 weeks straight, I've seen what he's done to Carmelo Hayes. If he did that to fucking Wendy Chu, he would have speared her out of her onesie. Whole ass be out, just dead.
That's a fair point.
Go on, E-Ray.
Blow the feet out of those pajamas. Just
Go on.
like, why is Wendy Chu
Dub is all
butt ass?
ears and other things right now.
Go on.
Like, talk about a clam slam. There would be no more Nikita Lyons.
Go on.
Only half of her be there. Have y'all ever seen Not Another Team movie?
Yeah.
When the dude catches the ball in the end zone and he gets split. Legitimately, what will happen? Like Nikita Lyons do a split, and then he just gores half her body off. So it's just cheeks on the ground.
Go.
Just legs and cheeks. But straight up Mortal Kombat fatality style.
So I got
That's true.
a theory about this NXT Anonymous thing, since it's just women being targeted.
Script.
He's
He's not getting a win nowhere else. Got it.
Hates women business, I heard.
He can't
What
win
about
anywhere
the
else.
Right.
what's her name? The Elfie chick that was doing like she's supposed to be like the gamer chick. What if it's her? Because they had her on TV for like a week, and then just took her off TV.
That's a good thing. I forgot about that shit. I do remember seeing her video.
The only gamer person I remember was Roxanne Perez. I forgot about the other chick. So
I didn't
and
even know
like-
that was part of her gimmick.
that was like her original
Does not surprise
packaging. It
me.
was like it was like Twitch type
I'm
gamer
a
in
Twitch
the room.
gamer.
Yeah.
I'm a mental health advocate. All of that stuff.
But speaking of gimmicks, let me ask you,
Happy.
what do you guys think
Oh,
about
man.
Nathan Frazier's gimmick they're giving him right now? With like
Hilarious.
you do the John Oliver thing, and because I'm loving it, I think it's
I
great.
said, I thought it was hilarious. Him pulling his hair back, I didn't know he had such a Cro-Magnon on him. Twitter was going off on him. That shit was hilarious.
Nathan Frazier, aka Mini Duke Hudson. I couldn't unsee it. I looked at it, I was like, why he look like baby Duke Hudson? This is weird. I didn't love it.
You don't like the gimmick?
Not really. It's not really doing it for me, but it's something. I'm fine with that. It's like, oh, you took Lash Legend segment. Cool.
No. They're doing. You ever seen John Oliver Tonight on HBO?
Yes.
All right.
But again, it's a talk show segment.
Lash Legends thing is like, it's like all Wendy Williams. Like, call people up, hit them with the gotcha journalism, right? And somebody who's not a fan of Wendy Williams.
Gotcha.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I like Lash Legend a lot. Huge fan. Love her. Lash Legend, what up, though? College boy. All right, you don't like Nathan Frazier. All right,
no. I just didn't. It's just not doing it for me. It's like the WWE quality of something like Last Call Tonight or whatever it's just called. It's hard, and you got to remember, there's a writer's strike going on.
It doesn't affect wrestling though.
I know, but that's because wrestling notoriously don't have the best writers. But
I see what you're saying.
Again, so you don't even have a good chance to get good writers because they're like, shit, I'll be damned. I'm gonna break the strike to work for y'all, goofy ass. But it's just like, all right, I'll let it cook. You got 2 weeks. You know the drill. But I'm like,
E-Ray special.
Give them something. That's all I care about. It's like, all right, you're trying something, so I'm not mad at that. That's where I live with that. Outside of that, though, another good, what do you call that?
Barbershop segment?
Yes. Words right out of my mouth. Another good barbershop segment. I thought Trick Willie doing his thing. I like that Braun said he's gonna put him in the hospital. Carmelo's like, oh no, he can't do my boy like that. I gotta show up. And then Trick gets kind of reclined. He gets Steiner reclinered. And then when Carmelo comes for the save, he gets literally sawed in half.
One of the craziest spears I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. I don't know whose ribs are in worse shape, his or Marilyn Manson's. Crazy. I didn't know what do you think about after that. I was like, wow. Well, and I believe, or y'all already took y'all shots for that because I was like, I believe Braun Breaker's still here, and
that's Mr. Dubson Reed, Mr. I'm Always Right. That's who, and I took my shots last week. There he is. There you go.
Good job.
It hurts. It hurts.
Hurts when breathes. Dub, ladies and gentlemen, just took his shot like a champ. Shot at the low lights because Dub was not right. Love that.
Right.
Brian is still on my TV on Tuesdays, and I love it.
I'm not mad at
Brian.
it.
Yes.
But face or heel, Brian is still gonna yell at you. That's just what he does.
But
listen,
be a bad guy yell at me.
Come here.
Make it make sense, damn it.
Come here.
Get over here. Get on your knees.
Right?
Whip him out.
Whip him out. Show me what you got. I'm a gentleman.
Time to perform some weird science.
Right. This is my stop. He just had to leave. He was like, I didn't ask for this interview. You did. So you know what to do. She's like,
You know what to do.
what? The cameraman just like awkwardly like, okay, it's time to go. So yeah, I enjoyed all of that. Again, not the best episode of NXT, but they furthering things along because a lot of their champions and like primetime players are in flux. So
Does Melo keep this belt after Battleground?
I think so.
Braun getting it back? No.
Okay, I'm just asking, if they're gonna like put the belt back on Braun, and then Brock Lesnar comes out and raises his hand and points at him as the new Black Champion Destroyer.
Nah.
He's definitely trying to put in a bid for the next Black Champion Destroyer. But
Because Brock and Cody is going to be the Saturday before Battleground. So Brock could take the L, realize that he can't destroy Black Champions anymore, fly to NXT, help Melo win the NXT Championship.
Oh, like the head of the table.
This is the next
If
You give
Brock,
him
Black
like
Champion
a-
Destroyer.
Brock Lesnar showed up in NXT, my head would explode, scanner style.
Yeah,
I don't even know what
because
that
you got to
looks
give
like.
him the belt, and he just never relinquished it. He got to
Yeah.
leave that shit like Oscar. Like, I'm just gonna leave it in the
He
ring
gotta-
because I'm not.
He
losing
gotta
ever.
like beat up the entire male roster type of deal, and they're all laying in the ring, laid out.
I mean,
Like,
that's. what
He's
we
got to
got.
lose to Andre Chase.
Him and Hard Justice. Oh my god, that would be so brutal.
That's a match.
That would be so good. Damn.
Okay.
Now, all right. Now I just got excited, but I'm like, anyway. Well, yeah. I think that's it. That everything. We got-
Anything else crazy going on AEW? Did Omega lose all of his teeth?
No. Okay. Last thing. AEW quick hits. Don Callis turned on
Kenny?
Kenny Omega, and yeah, he stabbed him. He stabbed him in the forehead with a screwdriver.
yep.
And Moxley won, and now the Blackpool Combat Club is the new NWO. It's just fucking
Accurate.
heel turns every other week and just killing people.
Uh,
Blackpool Combat Club.
Yes. I'm
Wow.
just saying, bro. The fact I saw John Moxley take the turnbuckle out of its socket and use it to try to rip Kenny Omega's teeth out.
And
on
then he had a
Wednesday night.
wait.
bro,
You didn't even mention he had a bag
of glass. Yes, that was ridiculous. It was
Hey.
so much, bro.
Hey, where's
this-
my handy dandy bag of glass? You know, I always keep that
You
around.
brought it out like when you buy a gold chain at a jewelry store, bro. I was like, what in the fuck am I?
Why is
I
he
don't-
carrying glass in this Crown Royal bag?
That was just TK's leftover crystal meth, is what you guys don't know.
That would not surprise me considering what I just saw on my TV at Wednesday night. I'm like, how do you follow up this type of stuff? Like,
No.
I know Excalibur went crazy with what's happening next week and 2 weeks from now and in August and all in and shit, but
And
like,
said it all in 8 seconds.
Wait,
Well,
all
no,
that is
it's
next
not.
week?
Thanks, Excalibur. But yeah, a bag of glass.
Yep.
Crazy. Don Callis, heel turn. Kenny Omega stabbed in the face.
It looked
And
like,
John Moxley must bleed. So
do you think Kenny got hurt when he got thrown out through the cage?
absolutely.
That
I'm
looked
like-
bad, bro. That did
Yeah.
not look good.
He gave Moxley a knee through the cage, but his non V-trigger knee leg got caught between the ring and the thing like an ACL. Like, yoink,
It looked
yanked
bad.
him back.
dog. I
You
thought it
you'll
was-
watch it online. I was like, ugh. And he looked
It's a
like
great
he
way to
hurt.
tear all those ligaments.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
he-
just like, y'all ain't in no room to get rid of anybody with a name in this company. And y'all want to do this on a Wednesday night, 3 weeks before a big pay-per-view. But y'all got it though. I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all got it.
It's
The
high
product-
spots for the sake of high spots, man. That's all the whole
Literally.
product is.
But it's frustrating because they have the talent and they're
Yes.
starting to do stuff, but they get to
Bad.
these bad breaks of people getting hurt and crazy shit happening. Because I watched
Unnecessary.
Anna Jay looking fantastic versus Julie Hart. That was fun. Then you had following right after that, you had a tag team or a triples match with the House of Black versus Best Friends and Bandito. It's like, all right, more fun shit happening and people getting abused, and then Orange Cassidy come out. It's like they got just stuff happening. Like, oh, great. This is interesting to watch. The problem is too many people getting hurt and too much just exhibition shit where it's not like a build or a reason behind it.
Yes.
Where you kind of get lost in trying to find the reasoning. Or if you don't watch week to week, it's like, wait, they're not building this, or somebody just changed hands because Hobbs didn't even keep the belt that long. I just
Like-
turned to it
like
and
3 weeks he held
fucking
it.
Middlefield got it again. I'm like, well, that didn't inspire me to want to watch more. Like, Middlefield, gross. And then I was like, I don't care. So AEW has a lot of issues, but we're not going to be able to solve them.
Field.
We're not going to be able to solve them today or by ourselves. But what we can do is let the people know where they can find us. Dub.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are looking for me on these socials, I am at ADUB1220. Hit that follow button, and I will fuck up your algorithm with wrestling and random hip hop and smut. Lots of smut. Brace the Turn Up podcast will be back in about 3 weeks. We will give you our Put in Bay preview featuring BA and a host of other Put in Bay legends. And also, A-Dub and BA will be at the Circle 6 show in Cleveland, Snowblind, where Zachary Wentz is putting up the title in a title match. You see us there. Come holla at us. We got some business cards. They're like the golden ticket from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory without all the slavery and child murder. So come holla at me.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that movie. I didn't see
Hey.
that part.
A
Oh,
lot of
little
kids
people?
died in this movie.
Those weren't little people? Oh, we got something to talk about.
They were colored people.
Face for face. Okay, I'm be stopped for this gets out of control. This is an offline conversation if I've ever heard one. So since E-Ray is dying of laughter, you can find me at Let Me Book Pod, save across all 3 platforms. Most active on Twitter, figuring out IG and Facebook. Stay tuned. Under construction, so to speak.
We broke E-Ray.
Outside of that, letmebookpod.com. That's where you can find all things Let Me Book the Territory. That's like our nucleus where we're building everything into. That's where our whole feed of all of our shows, including the newest venture that I am the host of with my boy Sean from Fourth Rope, who's been on this show a couple times. The B.A show. Just did an episode on the first Night of Champions, kind of Night of Champions. They didn't market it as such, but it was a Vengeance pay-per-view in 2007. You'll be getting that next Wednesday. And then Sean and I got some fun things planned. Like, we're thinking about going on the week to week as far as giving y'all these nostalgia episodes. So if you love the nostalgia and all the things not today's product, come check that out. But that's all I got.
Guys, you can find me at E_RAY_ the bad guy on the Instagrams. Find me every Saturday on Inaudible Ruckus, and coming this June, season 2 of Let Me Book the Territory's favorite movie and television review show, Binge Flicks and Chill, with some familiar faces and guests such as possibly the Phelps. You never know. You have to stay tuned and take a look at it. But with that said, guys, again, 5-star reviews. Give them to us. We know you out there in Bangladesh. Give us that shit.
Or even
And
give us
then
one and
be a
tell us why
gentleman.
we suck, whichever order.
No. Not a
No,
1-star.
that.
Give
No,
us a
I want-
5-star.
Yes,
And
I
then
do want
tell
the
us
5-star.
whatever we want. You don't give us one.
Just saying.
BA don't know how this works. Shut
it
up,
real.
BA. Get in the
it
closet.
real.
I'm a gentleman. Damn it.
Get on your knees, though.
Pull 'em out.
Weird science.
It's a dream. You can also find me E_RAY the hipster on the Twitters doing the Lord's work in the shadows like the Archangel Michael. If Michael had a Twitter, which is just smiting himself constantly. Guys, I just run some of the Let Me Book the Territory pod Twitter. I stay out of the Twitter beefs. I don't want no heat. But if you come for me, I will destroy you, i.e. with the team, because we don't play those games. Otherwise, guys, this has been another great episode of Let Me Book the Territory. You already know. Dub loves to say it. I think BA believes in it as well. Too sweet me when you see me. If BA's gonna say, get on your knees.
Whip 'em out.
And I'm gonna say whip 'em.
And then let the madness wash over you.
And
Yeah.
me too.
All right. In a consensual manner.
Yes, we always ask first.
And we're out of here.